The Colts have made the announcement that they will be taking, as we all thought, Andrew Luck as the first pick in the upcoming draft. What do we make of all of this? Are the Colts making a mistake by taking Andrew Luck?
I thought we were starting with LeBron James. That's what I wanted to talk about LeBron.
We're not.
Do I have to talk about this?
We will get to LeBron in a second,
Okay,
but are they making a mistake, Skip?
I will go on record as saying the Indianapolis Colts are about to make a huge mistake. Now, I get short-term, quick fix, best fit for a year or two is Andrew Luck because he's the closest to Peyton. He's Peyton Jr. He's the best prospect since John Elway, which I find hard. I can't go there.
But are you saying Andrew Luck is going to be a bust?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I think he'll be very good. And I think RG3 will be better. And I think now it's going to take 3, 4, maybe 5 years for this to prove true. But at some point, Jim Irsay, the new celebrity owner, the new Peyton Manning of owners, that's what he wants to be, will regret that they did not take RG3. RG3 has a bigger arm than Luck does. He's just as intuitive and intelligent football-wise to me, even though I know Luck is maybe a little more NFL ready next year. I'll give you that much. But RG3 has the it factor. He's got the star power that Luck doesn't have. He's got the bigger deep arm and a better feel for throwing the deep ball. So he's going to have a more dynamic impact on a franchise as a home run player and as a leader. I think he's a better leader. I think players will follow him more than they'll follow Luck. I'll just be honest, I find Luck a little bit nerdy, sort of like in a good way, but I mean like a
Stanford blast.
Well, maybe a little bit, but I just don't know if he's going to be that dynamic locker room guy who takes over the locker room the way RG3 will in a cooler, calmer way, but extremely confident way. And Washington, if this is, we assume this is true, should just drop down and thank you, God. We got our guy.
Well, I'm with you in terms of thinking that RG3 will have a better career, but in order for this to be qualified as a mistake, Andrew Luck would basically have to turn out like Jamarcus Russell, and I don't think
it's not that.
Well, when you say mistake, you're implying he may be a bust, but if he's still going to be very good, you're talking about the difference between hitting a triple and getting a home run.
That's a big difference to me.
Well, I think that they still wound up with a guy that they felt like will fit their system. Certainly their fan base is already sold on Andrew Luck. So I think they're making the right move, even though, like you, I think that RG3 is going to be a huge star, a Super Bowl winning caliber quarterback. But I think it's very feasible that Andrew Luck could still accomplish a lot of the same things. So I can't sit up here and say that the Colts are making a mistake.
Okay, I'll give you this. Luck is the safer pick right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's easier to sell it, like you say, to your fan base. He is the better fit for Indianapolis, and yet that's not how you think. You have to think. You have to look 5, 6, 7 years down the road and say, because if RG3's career, what if he's a Hall of Fame quarterback and Luck is Hall of Very Good? See, well, then you made a mistake.
You might still get a Super Bowl out of Hall of Very Good.
Maybe.
If you feel like you can win a Super Bowl with this guy, you can't be making a mistake. A mistake is only a whiff. A mistake is a strikeout. A mistake is not picking someone who you feel like fits your organization a little bit better.
Why are you saying that he's easier to sell to the Indy fan base?
He's Peyton-esque. He changes plays in college at the line of scrimmage. He controls the game the way Peyton does. He is mechanically extremely sound, although they say that, and I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
To me, he throws from a crouch. He's sort of low slung in the pocket, and RG3 is still, he has his detractors because he's supposed to be a little more of a running quarterback. Listen,
he's
RG3 wants to stand in the pocket and throw the football. If you dare him to, we are talking world-class speed.
Well, he has the bigger upside, no question. If you look at where the league is going, you see a player like Cam Newton, and even though they're different players, that kind of athleticism in a quarterback, I don't think is frowned upon anymore. I think there was a time when it used to be, but I don't think so anymore.
But remember Cam Newton coming out of college, he didn't have a lot of endorsement behind him. No one thought he was going to do what he was going to do at the professional level.
But I didn't hear that many people knock him as the first pick in the draft.
No.
They just didn't see that coming because he had been a little hit and miss in his last year at Auburn.
I think they assumed he was
his
more of a
accuracy had
project.
come and gone.
Yeah.
In the championship game against Oregon, he was sort of 50-50 on his accuracy, and all of a sudden He comes into the National Football League in the first 2 games, he's 80% accurate. It's unbelievable.
When did this shift happen? Because forever it was Andrew Luck, Andrew Luck, Andrew Luck. And then now all of a sudden, I mean, you guys are both echoing the same sentiments that you think RG3.
Well, I just like RG3, his dynamics better. I think he brings everything to the table that Andrew Luck does, in addition to being a part of the phenomenon of the wave of where the league is going, which I think is huge. To be able to have a quarterback with that mobility, in addition to wanting to be a pocket passer, that's the perfect combination. And I think in some ways this process has been unfair to Andrew Luck. For 2 years, people have been saying he's the best prospect, as Skip mentioned, and the longer you're before the public, the more they nitpick about what your strengths and weaknesses are.
I have to defend myself on this. I started saying mid-season, RG3 bigger upside than Luck. And I just never loved Luck. Even in his biggest games, I'm going back to last year at Oregon. Go put the tape in of the second half at Oregon and tell me if you're seeing the best prospect since Elway.
But he was doing a lot of that with like 2 tight end sets. He didn't have a huge deep threat.
He lost Owusu, who was his one deep threat, sort of mid-year this year. Kobe Fleener is a really good player, and I hope whoever gets him in this draft is going to get a player. So he did have that going for him. But I agree with you. He didn't have dynamic receivers. And RG3 had one home run threat.
Yep, exactly.